And as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King and I'm delighted to be once again in the RTV Marbella studios. My first guest this week is curious because normally when I meet this gentleman, he's the other half of Ali Meehan, who is a leader of Costa Women, and he's the Costa man. But today, Mr. Patrick H. Meehan is here in his own right because he wrote a book, a really curious book. Fuengirola Revisited. Patrick, how lovely to see you. Congratulations.
And you, Nicole, thank you very much.
I am so proud of you. I don't want to sound like facetious, but it's really cool. I love the topic of your book. You've lived in Fuengirola for what, 20 odd years?
Yes.
So have you had this idea for a long time? When did you decide that you wanted to share your fascination for your city?
The history of Fuengirola is obscured, if you will. There's selected periods. You think it started with the invention of the photograph, quite honestly. And you've got all these postcards everywhere, and well, there's a Moorish ruin over there, but they don't talk about it too much, and there's the Roman ruins, but they're kind of separately on their own, and it's not, we don't get a full picture of it. So I've been collecting that forever. And then 3 years ago, a small incident happened, which just gave me the opportunity to start writing.
So it's been 3 years in the making. Did you have
3.5, yeah.
the outline in your head of how he wanted it to be, or has it developed as you've been writing? You've suddenly realised where that's taken you and where you wanted to go with it?
It's more the reason it took 3 years is because I wanted to go all through. I knew the plan. I knew what I wanted to say, which was to start with the formation, the geology, the geography, when these mountains were formed, what would happen in here. At the end of the last ice age, 12,000 years ago, the tide came in and it came to where it is. And before humans were coming back and forward, or before anyone was settling here, there was this ideal location. It's been the ideal location ever since. It's the reason I'm here. And yeah, I wanted to create a picture of an ideal location through time.
How did you get to arrive on these beaches, specifically Fuengirola? Why was that your point of preference?
I fell for the same thing everyone else did. I worked out, why is this the perfect location? Today we do this and we say, well, you want to live in Spain, great. Where's got the best temperatures? Well, the bottom part has. Where's got the most swimming pools and golf courses? Well, the bottom part has. Okay, come to the airport. Where does the train end? We're at Fuengirola. I cannot think of a better place for a European who does not have to turn up to work somewhere. I can't think of a better place to live.
Having the train to where you are is actually a very nice plus. Do you come and go a lot from the UK, or have you become like an official full-time resident and your full life is set up here on the coast?
Absolutely love it here. Fuengirola is a place that you can be without having to go anywhere. We have absolutely everything, and with recent events, I have not had a night away from my own home in a year and 4 months.
And not regretting a moment of it, I can see.
I love it, I'm very fortunate.
Obviously a moment also to be able to finish your book, get it together, get it published. How has been that experience of actually putting it together at the end and getting it out to the public?
I thought it was going to be 6 month work. Back in 2017 when I started this, I thought, well, next summer I'll get this going. It took 3 years, and I've been this last 3 months kind of finish it off and getting it ready for publication. And then I've only got to 50,000 words. I think in future there's a whole lot more to say. My most significant learning is how much there is and how difficult writing a book actually is.
What were the trickiest parts for you? What was the most challenging?
Getting a voice that goes through the whole thing. I wrote different things at different times, and at one point I'm speaking with this voice and another with there, and somehow it's got to be the same person talking all the way. Kind of, if you will, taking the reader through a journey through time, and I'm happy to the extent that I have achieved that.
I know that when I went to visit the English cemetery in Malaga, I was taken aback with the unexpected history and how much it meant to know who and what had gone on before us in, you know, in our lovely municipio de Malaga, in our lovely area that we live. When you talk about Fuengirola, what kind of journey are you going to take us on? What kind of surprises can we expect in that history?
Well, we're going to start at the very beginning with the landscape. When the tide came in, we had this. And everyone that's come here since, they doubtless came here before 2,800 years ago, but we have no record of them. The Phoenicians got here first. They probably had 1,000 people in what was the Phoenician part of the town, which was here,
Be
which you
careful,
know
don't
of.
to cover your microphone.
Whoops.
Yeah.
And so the Phoenicians were here. They were followed by the Romans. They were followed by the Moors. They were followed by the Castilians. Everyone throughout, the French came here. Everyone throughout history has come here. And now it is home to whoever can afford to, the Europeans who can afford to come and live here.
And what kind of reflection, apart from the couple of things you mentioned at the beginning, reflect that in the city? What kind of, as I say, what kind of the surprises are there? I don't know. Give us an anecdote. One of the stories that most appeals to you.
Yes, one of them. Firstly, the castle is absolutely fantastic. The one that appeals to me there is the Romans left. All the rubbish came down from the hills. It covered everything over. It was 1668 when a scholar from Ronda worked out that this place that the Romans had been writing about, called Suail, was actually 21 of their leagues or something from Malaga. So he got his pacing stick out and he went all the way down there, and there he discovered at exactly the point of the castle. Now, that's one that you see, and they're doing some amazing excavations there. It's all covered in the book. Another one that people anywhere familiar with Fuengirola will know is those 4 columns on the seafront at Los Beliches. They were digging Edificio Lubina just up the road there, and they discovered them. They dated them to the late Roman age, second century, the 300s, and they've re-erected them up there. We'll never know what happened. It may have been a ship that never sailed, a bill that wasn't paid, someone hid them and died. That's a complete mystery. But there they stand on the seafront at Los Beliches, looking out of the sea they never sailed, keeping their secrets forever.
Are you a fan of this archaeological exploration locally? Do you go to these sites and do
Yes.
investigation on your own?
It's not greatly publicised. I did get to the excavations in 2019 at the castle. They had an open day and they showed of this. We saw racks and racks of mostly pottery, but super clues as to what had been there before. They were uncovering an old villa, an amazing villa in front of the castle in Roman times, which later, as the Roman Empire declined, became a fish salting factory. The same happened at our other famous archaeological situation at Finca de Secretario in Los Beliches. That was a beautiful villa with a bath house better than any in your 5-star hotels in Marbella. It was the height of Italian style and luxury. However, in hard times, as they were paying for their endless wars, it became a fish salting factory as well, as did the Termas de Torreblanca further up the road. So our archaeology in Fuengirola reflects truly what happened with the Romans and others.
It's fascinating hearing you talk. I'm really looking forward to reading the book, but a little birdie tells me that you're also getting actively involved with not the running of Fuengirola, but the running of Fuengirola, getting involved with the town hall. Can you talk about that? Can you share what you're up to in that respect as well?
Yes, it is quite an honour really, only that I have been asked to be the historian of the foreign community, to collect stories that exist within the foreign community, to interpret the history of Fuengirola to the foreign community. I will be doing this with the Spanish community as well, because this is a first. Nobody has ever put 50,000 words together in one book on the straight through history of Fuengirola. Others have done different periods in Spanish in very special ways, but what I have here is absolutely a first, and I would like, through the great cooperation of the Ayuntamiento de Fuengirola and the local community, to advance this. with a kind of cooperation between the two. British people are more excited by history. The Deputy Mayor, Concejal Rodrigo Romero Morales, was on the stage the other night at the launch of this book at the Salon Varieties in Fuengirola, and he said Spanish people history has been unkind to Spain. Spanish people are not very happy with their history, and certainly don't want writing books about it and stuff, and so they'd rather that a foreign person was talking about it.
Well, I think it's always nice if somebody else writes a compliment about your city than talking about yourself. It's always nicer when it comes from somebody else, and I imagine the international community in Fuengirola is quite significant. So the fact that they get more involved and understand the city better can only be for everybody's benefit, I feel.
Absolutely, yes.
So congratulations on
Thank
that
you.
too, because I think that's a really nice step forward. So again, just before we finish, how did it feel? I know this is your first interview on television about your book. How did it feel at the Salon Varieties when you launched your book? Was it a rush? I mean, tell me, did you
It was
do
absolutely
book
fantastic.
signings? How did that feel?
It was book signings. It was attended by the town's official historian and Don Juan Antonio Martin Ruiz, whose book I first read on the town 20 years ago, Pepe Sabijas, a local legend of bringing all the culture together. So great people came from the Spanish side, 70-odd expats, 15 people in the press. I was nothing but encouraged about it. I probably talked a little bit too long, but we had a great night. It was really exciting.
Well, again, this is really an honour to be chatting with you for the first time on TV about it. I would love you to let the viewers know where we can buy your book.
At Salon Varieties in Fuengirola and all around bookshops, and most importantly, as of today, at Book World Portabanús.
Congratulations. And I see you have your website, so you can always go and check out that as well. Patrick, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to see you, as I say, as you, yourself.
Thank you.
Not just as Mr. Costa woman, Mr.
Thank you.
Costa man, but after the break, we will be welcoming our Costa woman to the studio. Founder and president of Costa Women, Ali Meehan, will be joining us after the messages from our sponsors and also from our Zero Hero partners. Check out the website for full listings. Be back in just a moment. Don't go away. Thank you, Patrick.
Super duper. Thank you very much.
Judy likes to consider herself a clever young woman, which is why she thought very carefully before choosing her insurance company. Now that she needs it, she's jolly glad she chose Linear Director, as it looks as if she might have something better to do. Why don't you be clever, like Judy? Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 and see which policy is best for you.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign, and we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
We are at one. We are at
GWine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
How cool is that? GY. That's
Glad
okay.
are proud to present Zero the Hero. Never drink and drive.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a Zero Hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Out of bounds, Zero Hero partners.
Here we are, sticker going on. Delighted to welcome everybody and to be part of the Zero Hero campaign. Delighted.
Zero Hero, welcome here. Vinga, ajudem-nos! We are at one. We are at
And welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Zero Hero, welcome to Portofino, Cabo Pino.
Let it set you on your way. No need to.
Guys, Kazatua is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
Brothers, sisters, one beating heart.
Hey, hey.
Welcome back from the break, and as promised, joining me now is Mrs. Meehan. How does it feel to be presented as Mrs. Meehan and not as Costa Women? The other half of the author we had on the beginning of the programme.
I met the Deputy Mayor of Fengarola, who I've never met before. He was at Patrick's book launch, and I said, hi, I introduced myself, I'm Ali Meehan, Patrick's wife, and he said, I bet you don't say that very often.
It's funny because it has in, was it 10 years now of Costa Women?
10 years, yeah.
Wow, se dice pronto. It's easy to say 10 years,
Yeah.
but that is a magnificent achievement.
Thank you.
Starting off just with Ali looking for friends.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it started, looking for friends and wanted to connect with women that lived locally to me.
And now
Because
so
we-
many
in fact-
friends, you've even got team leaders to head up your
head
friend
up
groups.
friendship.
It's like, not many people can say that. Like, assistant friend leaders of groups.
Exactly, yeah. I couldn't do it without them. There's no way we could organise so many events without the ladies in the different places. They're
Could you have
fabulous.
anticipated, I know you knew what you needed, could you have anticipated before that so many women like you just wanted to be part of something, do things?
Yeah, no, I always thought that women would have their own networks already. So when I started it, I was really excited. I can still remember the first 100th member and how exciting that was. And now we're at 9,600 members, and it's just, every new person that arrives is their own entity, aren't they? Their own uniqueness, wherever they've come from. So it's fabulous to welcome them and find out more about them.
We were
and
just
then
saying
try and
before
connect
the
them.
show that the same nerves before you record a programme, and we're saying, well, that's good because it shows there's still the enthusiasm. And I imagine with you too, as you're saying, that every
Yeah.
time there's someone new, they come with this naivety of what they think living on the coast or in Spain's going to be. And it's very rarely the case, is it? I think most people are quite surprised.
Yeah, they are, yeah. And I always try to convey to them that it's not wrong, it just is. Because I think we come with ideas of what Spain should be like, and Spain isn't like where you've come from. Wherever you've come from, Spain is different. Wherever you move to in the world is different, and you have to accept that it's not wrong, it's just the way they do things.
I think if a lot of people come now with the concept of they're moving to the sun, as opposed to moving to a foreign country with foreign administrative procedures, I imagine Brexit has been brain taxing for you.
It has, and it's really quite sad to see people that have always wanted to move to Spain, and now, because of the new requirements for the registration, it's actually quite difficult for people to just come here and try it out and see if it works for them, which is really sad.
I mean, that is how I came here. I used to come on holiday, and then I came out and I got a job, and well, in those days I had to get a work permit. But then we got into the European community, and it did make it so much easier.
Yeah.
So we have done it before.
Yeah.
It can be done,
It can
but
be
you
done.
do need, I think, more than before. You've got to justify funds and all kinds of things.
Yeah, and it's savings that you have to justify. It can't be income, so that does make it a bit different. But yeah, we will just see a different type of Brit here, certainly. I mean, the other nationalities don't have an issue, but it'll be another different type of Brit.
A different type of Brit. Well, you have to say there's a lot of different types of Brits here. Cost Women isn't limited to the British.
No.
You have, I think, how many nationalities?
137.
Nearly as many as registered on
Yeah,
Marbella
nearly, yeah.
census. That's quite impressive. English obviously being the common language.
English is the main language on the website, but it's great to get, when we get Spanish members joining, that's fabulous. I mean, they tend to be Spanish women that have either lived somewhere else in Spain and in a more international community, or they've lived overseas and come back to Spain. that join it, but it's great when the Spanish join as well.
The facilities, the offer from the website in itself, for me, I find overwhelming. It is just so comprehensive. There is so much, whether it's offering jobs, looking for jobs. Give us a quick rundown of what we can access from the web, which is free to join in the sense of there's no reason not to.
Exactly, yeah. So on the website we have all of the events that are happening, including not just our events, but the members are welcome to put their own events on there. We've got a blog area, so the women are welcome to tell their stories and share their information through the blog. We've got classified, so that's where you can look for jobs and promote things, buy, sell, swap, or things like that, or exchanging goods for each other. And what other things have we got on the web? There's groups, so there's groups for all the different areas where we are, as well as hobbies and interests type groups. So we've just got a new one for recipes, sharing recipes, because we all get a bit bored with our own cooking, don't we? So come up with new recipes.
Few ideas.
Yeah. One that was quite popular over the lockdown was TV programs, people recommending TV programs to watch.
Right, we've exhausted everything on Netflix.
Exactly.
So what do you do now? Exactly, we've seen it all.
Yeah.
It's an online networking group. However, 26 events coming up this month. You do have presential events like the one at Divot the other day.
We do.
Which are getting more and more, and they're not all just getting together for teas. They're all different.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, the lady that organises our group down in Western Marbella, she's got a group going to the Orchid House.
I saw that. I'd like to go to that.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. It's supposed to be fabulous. I haven't been there, but
no,
I love
me neither.
orchids,
But it's
so
definitely on my list, and a good one for you guys to join me.
Yeah. So I mean, that's something different, and we try to come up with things that are slightly different to the normal just getting together for a coffee. Obviously, yesterday the last week at the fashion show we had, at the lunch we had a fashion show, which was good fun with Mapuche Moda. So just trying to have a little bit of a twist on things. And even during the lockdown time, I don't know if you saw, we did a curry cooking class with a lady who's got curry on cooking. And that was really good fun with her showing us how to make curry authentically, and then she also does the spices as well. So. And the book club's been going since we started, so that's been it was going on before we started actually, because it was the ladies that were in the book club that came and joined Coastal Women. So that happens every month.
What do you think is your secret? Because there are other groups, but none of them seem to have the attraction that Coastal Women does. What do you think your secret is? Where do you see that you've hit that nail right on the head?
I think there's a couple of things. Consistency. A lot of groups start and think, oh, that looks really easy, I could do that, I can just organise a get-together, and then they either lose their passion for it, or things don't work 100%
Well, they realise how much work there is
involved. And then they just stop running them, which is a shame. But I think positivity. I try to be as positive as I can with everything. You know, as you know, I don't like negativity at all, so try to make everything as positive as possible. Even during the lockdown, we hosted over 200 online events to try and keep women motivated and keep together, because we're all going through a similar situation. Obviously, everybody's situation is different, but to try and keep women, motivated and keep going.
Your diary, I think, is a testament to that. I think that was directly born out of you wanting to help everyone every day, be able to be there in front of them saying, okay, get it together. Don't lose despair. Let's look and see, what have you done? What can you do? How can you do it better? Yeah. It's a beautifully thought through calendar diary.
Thank you.
How did you organise that? It shows a very organised brain, a very capable brain.
Yeah, I love creating paper products. I've got other ideas as well that I will hopefully do at some point in the future, but I just love creating the paper products. It's been really good fun. I did it because a woman that I really love, who's got a Female Entrepreneur Association, she created a diary, and I thought, well, I really want it because whatever she does is amazing. But when I saw it, it was like this big and that size. And I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to walk around with a diary that big. So I thought, well, why don't you just create your own one? And that's where it came from. So.
Well, you like to make it happen. Will you be making it happen this year? Because we've gone a lot online.
Yeah.
There is now, or looks like, a semblance of returning to normality. What do you think the format
We'll carry on with some of it online. We do an online coffee morning every month now for new arrivals, which is great because women that haven't actually got here yet can still join us and find out what's happening and meet some of the hosts of the groups. So that we'll continue to do. And a lot of the business networking we'll continue to do online as well. We'll start having local groups together, but it's meant that women from Madrid and Barcelona and some of the islands can join us on the business networking. And we've over the last 3 years, we've created a friendship with the group in New York City. So we do a call with them every month, which has been great. So that got us used to being online as well. And 1 month it's a member of their community, and 1 month it's a member of our community that talk. So we'll continue to do a lot of online things. I think people are getting more used to being online.
It was
So they're
actually
finding
an advantage. It was like one of those nice backhanded things that did come out of lockdown, is that we realised a lot of meetings can be done using Zoom or other, not having to get the car and go and park and all the time it takes. So I think we've become a lot more productive.
Yeah.
But also I think it's made us a lot more connectable, and it's easier to actually, as you say, share common interests.
Yeah, and to meet people out there that you wouldn't necessarily have connected with. And everybody's just got an amazing story, particularly the foreigners that have moved here. They've all just got an amazing story. They probably don't think it, but they have. We've created 3 books, e-books, called Spain and Me, and they're stories by Costa Women members about their journey to or around Spain. And the stories in there are just amazing.
And I highly recommend it because, as you were saying at the beginning, everyone comes with their concept of what it's going to be like, and it's very rarely it's normally better, just different.
Yeah, exactly. And I do get upset when people say, you know, well, this is wrong and that's wrong, and I hate Spain because it isn't Spain's issue. It's the way we have perceived what we think is going to happen here.
And on that note, I think it's also worthy to comment that we, the British, decided to leave the common market. The Spanish are having to do more work than they could ever imagine possible to deal with all our paperwork. So we shouldn't not only be upset with them, we should be very grateful, very, very, very patient, and very, very polite.
Yeah, well, if you were a Spaniard moving to the UK, they wouldn't give you a volunteer to turn up at the doctors with you. So, and we do have that facility here. I've got friends that work at the police station that are volunteers. So congratulations to the volunteers for being there and helping people.
I mean, even in the Moncloa website, they have everything in English, even in audio. So they say they've gone above and beyond. So as opposed to criticising, it's the opposite. We need to be exceedingly grateful, as I am to you, for coming back to the studio. It's really nice that we can get out and about. I've enjoyed our Zoom interviews also.
It's been lovely to see you in person.
Yes, very much so. And that's twice, because we were together at the Costa Women Luncheon. And at that luncheon, we'd had a chance to chat, and Costa Women want to support our Zero Hero incentive, because us ladies do like to go out for a glass of wine and have a few drinks. So it's, you know, advisable to make sure you are fit to drive afterwards. So a big thank you for that, Ali.
You're welcome.
Hashtag
Better Together.
Better Together. Thank you so much. Ali
Thank you.
Meehan, Costa Woman. Nicole King, also a Costa Woman. But there you have the founder and president, and please do sign up. It's free, and as you've heard, it's worth it. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's it for today. Do join us again for more of what's going on in Marbella Now tomorrow, and also check out recordings of the program from the RTV Marbella website. You can also get an easy link from my website, nicoleking.es, which has a link also to the Zero Hero website, with full listing of Zero Hero partners, and my column, Marbella Moments in the Euro Weekly News. Ya está. Hasta mañana. See you tomorrow.
We can change if we try.